China is developing vigorously at a very fast speed, whether in economy, people's livelihood, military, or education. It is showing the world its new look, confident, energetic, and strong. As we can see, it is getting better and better. But we have to admit the fact that even in developed countries, there will be poverty-stricken areas that need help and support, let alone China, a developing country. As an English teacher, I made this video with my students. It is showing the education of Chinese towns, the areas which are not that rich as the big cities. Cenxi, a small town in Guangxi, is located in the south of China. The town has no developed industry and abundant resources, and its development is relatively slow. As a result, the economy of it is not that rich. Educational resources are very limited here, and the children's knowledge and desire for education are restricted here. However, it is the era of network technology. These dilemmas can be broken. It has been 8 years since I became an English teacher, and during my working period, I meet lots of poor students. In fact, I feel very pity for them, not because of their poor families, but their poor vision of future. These students try their best to work very, very hard, but only due to public opinions and parental pressure. As a matter of fact, they have never seen the prosperity and abundant resources of the big cities, so they are satisfied with the present. I clearly remember that last year, one of my students was admitted to Hunan University of Technology. However, his parents refused to afford him to attend it. The real reason is that they think Hunan province is too far away from Cenxi, and his parents hope their boy could attend college in Guangxi, so that it is much easier for him to find a good job after graduation. Fallacy, right? But in small towns, there are countless examples of this. Our children need to know how wonderful and attractive the outside world is. It is worth their sweat and hard work. My students and I are all from Cenxi High School. In order to make Cenxi understood better, these boys and girls will share their views and experience about their lives and studies in this Chinese small town.
Hello, my name is Xu Jinling. I'm from Cenxi, a small town from Guangxi province. Actually, I'm a new student here this term. Before that, I studied and lived in Guangdong province, one of the most developed provinces in our country. Fortunately, unlike the left behind kids in my hometown, I have lived with my parents since childhood. But unluckily, not long ago, my mother was injured and recovered herself at home. In order to support our life, my My father tried his best to make money to better our life. My parents have done a lot for my brother and me. So we were determined to study hard. We want to give them a better life in the future. But now I am facing great challenge in my schoolwork. As we all know, Guangdong's economy is more developed and its education is better too. It has more investments in education, better teachers, and more advanced teaching facilities. The textbooks and teaching schedules in two provinces are different too. In addition to completing the daily tasks, I spend time teaching myself, including free textbooks for math and English. This is a big challenge for me. Though the road to succeed is hard, but I will never afraid or shrink back. Thanks to the advanced technology, I can learn with the aid of the internet. For this, study plan has been made for me. It combines online study with offline. Though the students in our school only have one afternoon off every week, I seek to watching videos, listening to VOA, and dubbing English online. Of course, doing this is not enough. So, in order to consolidate the knowledge plan, I do some exercise during spare time at school. You might say how hard and boring it is, but I do believe that no pain, no gains. Out of questions, without the help of good teachers and friends, people want to succeed is difficult. So, what made me move and fast is my teachers and friends always helped me with my present passioning. People always say, where there's a will, there's a way. I do believe that with my own effort, with the help of my teachers and friends, I can learn math and English well, improve my abilities, and give my parents a good life. Life is beautiful. My families will have a beautiful life in the future, but it doesn't happen overnight. I will work hard for it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Li Peiling. I'm from Cenxi of Guangxi Province in China, a remote and poor town. I'm a senior high school student, trying my best to get into a good university, and listening to music is my favorite thing, for it can make me relaxed. The educational system is not very good in my hometown. Good teachers and teaching equipment are in great need. Many children start learning English at the age of 9 or 10. People living here stick to tradition and they are satisfied with the existing circumstances. For example, my grandparents think girls had better not make a living wandering place to place. They just want me to get a steady job in Cenxi and then live a healthy and happy life. Now is the second term of senior high school. I become a member of a special class, broadcast class. All the students in the class learn knowledge by watching the broadcast of Chengdu No. 7 High School teachers. My biggest challenge is how to adapt to the pace of the teachers. The education in my hometown is limited. It is not easy for the students to master the learning skills, including me. I couldn't apply the knowledge which the teachers teach in my homework. In one exam, my scores was very low. The exam almost left a psychological shadow to me. But I will cheer myself up and try my best to overcome the difficulties. The reason why I can recover from sadness is that my parents continue to face the life with smile, which have an influence on me. I think looking for good study skills is my first task. Reviewing will be an important part in my study life, for it can make me follow the teachers better. Before the exams, finding the best state of my mind is the key to success. In the past exams, exact solution always went through my mind quickly, but I couldn't write them down. I know the reason is that I was nervous. So I make an effort to calm myself down. After exams, knowledge points are sorted out, and the situation is recorded in my learning files. At last, what I want to say is that the outside world is very wonderful. Traveling around the world and learning a lot have always been my wishes.
Hello, my name is Lily. As you can see, I'm a girl who lives in Cenxi, the granite capital of China. As the sky is blue, the trees are tall, the views are beautiful. I love it very much. When I was just a little girl, I was very shy. I didn't dare to talk to others. Maybe that's because my family. I was welcomed by my grandmother, a kind, lovely woman. The time I spent with her was happy, but without my parents' company, I felt lonely sometimes. In my marriage, my parents were quite busy at that time. They always woke up early, as they can wait at night in order to make a living. I seldom went out with my parents. My childhood is just my house, playing with my friends. In Cenxi, there are thousands of kids without their parents' company, and most of their parents leave their hometown and go to other richer provinces to find a job for better life. In China, this kind of choice is called left behind children. Although they didn't get as much luck as others, and some of them are optimistic and positive, and they know how to care for their parents, and some of them have introverted personality and not get talking. Left behind children is in need of attention from others, and their life usually will make everyone sympathy. According to research in China, countryside left behind children quality is already equivalent to the English health population. They can't get a lot from their parents, and most of them are introversion. As far as I know, their parents leave their children to a big city. It's because the salary in Cenxi is too low to live a better life, and their job is hard long. There is no time at all for them to take care of their kids. They seldom come back home, and their kids feel lonely sometimes. Undoubtedly, it is a big question, and what I want to do is to help them. For me, it is a bit challenging. After all, I'm just a high school student now. Maybe what I can do is to pay more attention to the news, which is about them, and study hard to become a better self. Although the way is very difficult, but it is down to us. I believe with our efforts, the world will become more beautiful and what I want it to be, filled with peace and love.
Hello, my name is Liang Hui. Firstly, I'm going to talk about local custom in my hometown Cenxi, and I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever been in an unequal situation? In Cenxi, when it comes to Shannon Festival, you will see many beautiful lanterns hanging in the streets. If carefully, you will notice that where there is a lantern hanging, there is a feast waiting for guests to enjoy. Interesting, right? But the day is only a celebration just for boys. When a local woman gives birth to a boy before the day, her families will be able to put a lantern in front of the door to show that, hey, we had a baby boy this year, you are welcome to have a feast, and soon they will receive congratulations. But things go differently if it was a girl. They will receive some comforts like, it doesn't matter, it needs to be lucky to have a boy. So, giving birth to boys means glory, while giving birth to girls means unlucky. The difference has to do with gender inequality. Actually, it has been a long-standing phenomenon in Cenxi. A relative of mine, Liang Hua, was just 14 years old when the tragedy started. She has been living in the countryside, the remote parts of our city. She lives with her grandparents, her parents, and her two brothers. She was in 6th grade when her parents said, since you are going to be spending the rest of your life in the rice paddies, We are going to drop you out of school because the school fees are too much for us. She struggled, but it didn't work. Actually, this is also what happens to girls in remote China. However, it turns out that Liang Hua was a top student in her grade. She even made a 2-hour trip to school every day, trying to suck every little drop of knowledge. But a few years ago, when I went to the countryside, I happened to see the promising girl, Liang Hua. She ended up working in the rice paddies. I wonder she could have experienced a broader world and talk to you guys like me. And she could have been able to study in a bright classroom like me, but she couldn't. Her life has been limited, only because of the unequal concepts. Her brothers could go to school happily, while she had to stand her colorful life being destroyed sadly, had to make a living in the rice paddies, giving up the longing for knowledge, and wondering how and when could I study. This is a tragedy, and this also reflects women's tragedy. According to Hillary Clinton's speech, women comprise half the world's population, 70% of the world's poor, 2/3 of those who are not taught to study. And statistically, about 1,000 girls in Cenxi can receive a secondary education yet. They are facing a lot of challenge, no knowledge, no work, and so on. So, my biggest challenge is to give voice to those girls who can receive a fair treatment. We can't let this tragedy happen again. So I think, if possible, we could just donate some money through some organizations or to watch some documentaries or reports about them to know more about their present life and get the necessary care and love. Luckily, our government is taking actions. More investments have been put into the remote area to link to the other parts of the city, and more girls like Liang Hua will be able to get back to school. They can also get scholarships if they work hard. More help, more donations, it gets better and better. Over the years, as we follow the gender inequality, we are happy to see that Cenxi is able to move out of a vicious cycle and into a virtuous cycle. So next time if you pay a visit to Cenxi, I believe you will see girls may also have their own beautiful lanterns on Shandong Festival. Thank you.